Welcome to Part 2 of the Savvy Submitter's Guide to Issues, Resolutions, and Principles. This video goes into more detail about submitting legislative issues for consideration. Before proceeding, you should watch Part 1 of the series, which is an overview of Washington State PTA's legislative platform. Everything you need to submit an issue for consideration can be found on the Washington State PTA website. Hover over Focus Areas and then click on Advocacy. This is the main advocacy page where you will find the current legislative platform. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, you will find the online proposal form, instructions, and checklists you will need to review in order to submit a legislative issue proposal. Reviewing this information in advance will help you formulate your proposal with the best opportunity for success. Please begin by reviewing the Issue Proposal Instruction document, as it will answer questions about deliverables and deadlines, submitter requirements, expectations during the next legislative session, and will review the questions you will need to answer and information you will need to supply for your submission. Please note the following deadlines. The draft issue title and description are emailed to the Advocacy Director and are due May 1st. This allows the Advocacy Director to give preliminary feedback. It also allows them to encourage multiple submissions on the same topic to work together on one proposal. This step is optional but recommended. The completed online issue proposal form is due no later than May 27th, and the deadline to upload your final proposal Word document in the provided Dropbox folder is June 1st. Next, we suggest you review the Legislative Issue Review Checklists to understand the various criteria the committee uses to evaluate all submissions. There are separate checklists for new and amended issues. You begin by submitting the online issue proposal form. If the directions are not followed and/or deadlines are not met, it may prevent your issue from being considered and/or moving forward. The first section of the form is for submitter information, and in this section, you will mark the entity submitting the issue, provide contact information for the primary submitter, mark the submitter and/or team availability to attend Legislative Assembly and to assist with future advocacy on the topic, provide contact information for a second submitter if applicable, and mark whether this submission is for a new or amended issue. For new issues, you will provide the proposed issue title, which must be 50 characters or less including spaces, and should concisely and accurately describe the legislative issue. The title is important as that is often the only thing used to reference an issue. You will also provide the proposed issue description, which should be 350 characters or less including spaces, and should expand on the issue title. All issue descriptions begin with the preamble, "The Washington State PTA shall advocate for legislation or policies that." Each submitter completes the sentence with what he or she is requesting. Most issues ask for a remedy from the state legislature. However, OSPI, the State Board of Education, or other entities could also be listed. You can go to the main advocacy page of the website to see the descriptions for our current issues. For new issues, you will also need to let us know if you are aware of any current work on this topic, as well as if it is a current or past position of PTA at the state or national level. How do you know if the topic has been on the PTA platform in the past? Start by going to the Washington State PTA website and check the main advocacy page to see if it's a current issue. Then you can go to the file list and review the Washington State PTA Platform History document, which is a history of Washington State PTA issues going back to 1982. You should also go to the Resolutions page of the website and review the current Washington State PTA Board Positions and Resolutions document, as well as the separate document that lists retired resolutions. Also review the Legislative Principles, which can be found on the Legislative Principle page of the website. Finally, go to the National PTA website and look to see if they have any related positions and resolutions. For amended issues, you will provide the current issue title and say whether you are proposing to amend the current issue title and/or current issue description. Your proposed changes to the issue title and description will be included in the Word document you will upload and will be covered next. The next part of the form will review the requirements for the Word document you will upload after you receive your unique Dropbox link. You will upload a Word document that includes the requested information, including your persuasive statement and facts and evidence. Be sure to follow character limits for the issue title and description. The persuasive statement, which can be up to a maximum of 250 words, will be used in the Voter's Guide for Legislative Assembly. This is your opportunity to tell voting delegates why this issue is important and should be adopted by Washington State PTA. Keep in mind the persuasive statement is only used in the Voter's Guide and does not become part of the actual issue. It goes away after Legislative Assembly. You must also provide the facts and evidence that support your proposal. Include references and links to substantiate facts, but please limit your response to no more than 5 pages. Your Word document must be uploaded no later than June 1st. PDF and other non-editable file types will not be accepted. Properly citing your sources in your facts and evidence is incredibly important. Here is an example of how to properly cite your sources using footnotes. If you have any questions about how to cite your sources, please contact the Advocacy Director. The last part of the form will provide some final instructions. Part 5 of our video series will cover the information you need to know once you have completed your submission. It will review the next steps in the process as well as submitter responsibilities. Please watch this important video. If you also plan to submit a resolution or legislative principle, please watch Part 3 or 4. Thank you for being part of our advocacy team.